Welcome to Behind the Scenes, Project Management at Siemens. In this podcast series, you are not going to hear project management methodologies, processes, or guidelines, or not even projects in particular. You are going to hear stories, personal experiences, and journeys of people behind the scenes, project managers and commercial project managers within Siemens from all around the world. I'm Erin. Welcome to Behind the Scenes, Project Management at Siemens. In this episode, our guest is Erin Perry. Welcome. How are you today?
I'm great. Thank you. How are you?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining us today. And why don't you start with introducing yourself to our audience?
Absolutely. My name is Erin Perry. I am a senior project manager with Siemens, Advanta. I became a project manager with Siemens. I started with Siemens in 2012 as an associate project manager and became a senior project manager in 2015 and have been very happily working as such since then.
What kind of projects have you managed in your career path?
I have managed a wide variety, actually. So I started out with a great opportunity to work on an installation of a electric centrifugal chiller on a university campus. And then I did a U.S. Post Office project, believe it or not. I have also worked with the school districts and with municipalities, and have since recently started working with software. So I'm now working with utilities.
Cool. So very different backgrounds and very different kind of projects. So can you tell me a little bit what makes project manager role attractive to you?
Sure. I like how it's constantly changing and I'm constantly able to learn new things as well as help myself grow and learn and utilize and work with a team.
You mentioned about that it helps you to grow. How does it help you to grow in your career path on one hand, and on the other hand, maybe how does it help you to grow in the competencies or in your as a person?
Yes. So I've learned along the way that it's really about listening, keeping your ears very alert, doing less talking and more listening, so that you can learn what your customer, would like and their desires, and help to mold the project to deliver that.
And on a personal level, how do you think that this role helps you to grow? I know that we spend most of our times at work, with the teams, with the customers and so on. So it has a huge effect on our personality as well. So how do you think that changed you?
That's interesting. I guess maybe I've been in denial that it does. Yeah. But how has it changed me? So I think confidence might play a big role in that. And as I grow as a person in my professional career with each project that I am able to manage, then I am growing more confident in my abilities and more familiar with various situations and people.
That's cool. And so when you think about your personality, so how do you think that it matches with this role?
Right. I think that in order to be an effective and outstanding project manager, that you need to be able to identify an issue or a forthcoming issue and also be able to creatively come up with the resolution or plan of attack to mitigate. And because of that, it's always a challenge. And sometimes it helps to think outside of the box. And I'm a very free flowing type of personality. So I think that might work in my favor in this case.
What does it mean thinking out of the box in project business? So,
Right.
because most of the time it is problem solving, but
Mhm.
of course it has a scope, it has a contract, it has its clauses and so on. So how do you apply out of box thinking in project business?
Right. It can come from different perspectives and angles, right?
Mhm.
Sometimes it's related to helping a project with profitability. And so maybe it would be a creative way in which you write the scope and the contract up that will help the project be successful. I can give another example where, we've been having these supply chain issues recently, and it did impact one of my projects. We were facing a delay with receiving project materials. And what to do, right? When that happens, you can only do so much. You think that you are at the mercy of the manufacturers, of course. Um, well, it just so happened that I had previously completed 3 projects with using the same equipment. So I accessed my previous customers and asked if they had any overflow of materials that could be borrowed or purchased. So that was, in my opinion, sort of a out of the box solution to the one that I was facing, to the issue I had.
Thank you for sharing this with us. And there are many challenges in projects itself, but how about the challenges of being a project manager? So you have many stakeholders, you have the customers, the team, so a lot of different expectations from one project. So what is the most challenging part for you?
The most challenging part would be to recognize and accept that you just have no control over certain things. That, no matter if you apply yourself to your best of the ability that you have, sometimes you will still hit roadblocks, and to learn to accept and move on and try to make the best out of the situation.
Yeah, just maybe like in life, right?
Right. It's not the end of the world, at hopefully at the end of the project, you and whatever the other, conflicting element are able to learn something.
How about coping with stress and coping with these emotions? So it's a very stressful work job at the end of the day. Of course, it has its fun part. We will talk about that, but it
Hmm.
also has the stress. So how do you manage this? How do you balance that in your life? And so what are your methods for that?
Right. So stress, I function well under stress. So full disclosure on that to begin with.
That's
Yeah, I
good.
was always the type that, in college, if I had been taking 16 credits, then I typically would perform better than if I was just taking 8. So, so thank God I do function well under stress, but I think the majority of the stress can come either from a problematic customer or individual project, let's say. Also, it can be coming from internal pressures within your company.
Mhm.
And in that case, you can help to mitigate and relieve stress by learning what is the ultimate goal from your company's perspective, and just striving to always meet that, at least meet those, requirements, minimum requirements.
A good combination of fun and fear. Fear in this case could be
Mm,
a little bit stress, then increase
yeah,
the
that's interesting.
innovation and also the focus into what we do. So I think this, yeah, we have that in the project business a lot, I guess, right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's a good
And
point.
yeah, what about the fun part? So what is the fun part of doing this for you?
So the fun part is the payoff, right? If you are able to deliver a successful project and you have a
Mhm.
happy customer, and you made the project profitable and productive for your company, then that's a payoff in and of itself. Also, there can be times where, it's just the inner exchange that you have with the customer, with your contractors. Funny, strange situations always happen when you're out there working with others and working in different situations. And that's always a good time to recognize that. You have the ability to be out there and experience these different situations that you otherwise wouldn't be able to experience. So I think as long as you're learning and as long as you're working for a company that you believe in, then you will have fun.
Oh, that's a very beautiful answer. And you mentioned in the project business that you see the effect immediately. And from the projects that you are doing, actually you drive sustainability and you have an impact on the world, the planet we live in. Can you a little bit elaborate that? Can you talk about that a bit for us?
Sure, absolutely. So Siemens is an engineering company. We work to deliver solutions to our customers that will improve their energy consumption, provide less of a carbon footprint. And for that reason, I'm always, exposed to new technologies that can help to improve the planet. And for that reason, I also am very proud of working for Siemens and am happy working for Siemens.
That's great. You also work in Advanta, and you are doing more and more software development in the projects. And digitalization is one part. So can you just give us some examples how you think project management is being transformed with digitalization?
Sure. Well, first of all, I think if you're working with software and you're working with assisting companies to digitalize their operations and their back-end processes, that you are most likely working in an agile environment. So that will guide your project management style very differently than a waterfall project management style. So that's the first part. The second part is you're working much more with IT than you ever have before. And you're also, learning about the customer and keeping in mind how the customer could potentially benefit from digitalizing their processes and their procedures.
Definitely. Let me go with my final question then. So what would you advise to your young self if you have the chance to meet
Right.
15 years ago when you're at the beginning of your career path? What would you advise to yourself?
Right. It's a great question. I would be easier on myself. I would tell myself that, hey, it's okay to make mistakes, that sometimes, the greatest things come out of mistakes. And also I would encourage myself to never hesitate to reach out for support, to utilize, the team members that I have that are here to support me more.
Thank you very much. Erin, it was great having you today with us here. So thanks a lot.
Thank you. It was very nice to be here. Thank you.
Thank you for listening. I'm Derya Iren. This podcast is a production of Siemens. If you would like to explore our world, please visit siemens.com.